Hello, my name is David Massey, and I'm here to give a presentation over ETBU rules. As the PowerPoint says, I'm not referring to ETBU as being awesome. What I'm referring to is our actual school policies and school rules that are put in our handbook that they no longer give us. First of all, why do we have these rules? Is it punishment? A lot of people here think that it is punishment, that you come off to college and that you're put in an institution where it feels more like a prison rather than a school. We feel that we don't have any freedom, any leeway to mature and grow and mold our own selves and mold our own paths. That's what a lot of people feel here. Is it an outdated policy? I'm pretty sure a lot of the students would agree that it is. The faculty, the administrators, and the board of directors probably would not agree with that. But a lot of us here feel that it is an outdated policy because it was put into place in quite a while back, and it's a policy that does not truly reflect the type of students that we have here, nor what the students really want or need. So in that respect, it is an outdated policy. Who benefits from these rules? The faculty, they benefit from these rules, especially when it comes to class sizes and how many students are in class at a time. You're required to go to class a certain percentage of time, and if you're not there, then you fail the class. Most schools have a similar policy to this, but it's not as strict. Where instead of having to attend class 75% of the time, you only have to attend 25 or 50. And in that regard, the students become more mature because if they don't go to class, they're going to fail, and if they do go to class, they're most likely going to do well. So that's a decision that the student needs to make on his or her own to become a better informed person and a more educated person. Do the students benefit from this? I would say no. The only way a student would benefit from this is if the student is very opposed to doing things on their own and they need this sort of structure, but I believe that they create military schools and other institutions like that for those sort of students, not colleges that should be where the kids can do what they want on their own free will and make their own decisions, which is what's going to happen in life anyway. Do the parents benefit? The parents of the students, I believe that they probably do benefit because they most likely are a little less worried about what their child is doing during the day, at night. You know, a lot of colleges, all you hear about is party, party, party. Well, it's very hard to party at a school that has so many rules that if you get caught doing anything, you'll be fined, kicked out, punished in some sort of way or the other. So I'm pretty sure the parents are happy, just like the faculty, with the fact that they know that their children aren't out misbehaving on a consistent basis. What these rules mean for kids' futures, and by kids I mean students, our futures. Are we better equipped for the real world? I mean, honestly, think about it. Do we really have a better understanding of what's going to happen in the real world if we've been in an institution where we have so many rules and where we have so many guidelines to follow? That's not how the real world is going to be and how our lives are going to be lived once we get out of school. So I don't think that is preparing us for the real world. If people go from high school where they have structure to college where there's not so much structure, and in that 4 years of college, the student's supposed to learn how to structure his or herself and make time available to themselves to do what they need and what they want. And if they don't learn that in those 4 years, the only time they're going to be able to learn that is after college, and that's not going to really help the student out at all. He or she will end up losing their job or being fired or just being not a very good employee because they're not going to know how to manage their time and manage themselves. Does it give students a greater understanding of responsibility? Absolutely not. Students have no understanding of responsibility, at least their own responsibility. They understand what they have to do to follow the rules, but that's it. Outside of that, they don't have any personal responsibility. They do what the rules say, and that's it. So again, when they get out to the real world and there aren't any of these rules, they're not going to be able to follow them. They're not going to be able to live how they should because they're going to be so used to following tons and tons of rules and guidelines. So their lives are just going to be hectic once they leave. Does the school really benefit from having all these rules? You got to think about it from an administrative point of view. Are there higher enrollments? Are the students more content? Do we have students staying? Retention, how many students are staying and how many students are going? I mean, you got to think about it. Our enrollment's down quite a bit. Our retention is down quite a bit, and that's mainly due to the rules. Students don't want to go to a college where, in a lot of cases, they have more rules than they had at their house. That's just not appealing to many people, especially for the price that you have to pay to come to a school like ETBU. So students are coming here for one semester and then heading out. So that's a major problem. So what should be done? Obviously less rules. That should be good. Better policies towards the rules. They need to create new policies, and more realistic college experience is what the students are going to have. Thank you very much.